George Sluizer's The Vanishing, also known in the original Dutch as Spoorloos, which translates into traceless, or alternatively, without a trace, is a mystery thriller which establishes a highly plausible setup from the get-go, a setup which is a relatable universal fear, likely experienced in our worst nightmares, and upsettingly lived through by unfortunate victims. Rex and Saskia, a young Dutch couple travelling to France for a holiday, make a stop at a service station, where Saskia vanishes. Rex, devastated by the disappearance of Saskia, spends 3 years searching for her. He may have moved on to another relationship, a relationship with another woman which he sacrifices due to his heavy focus on Saskia's disappearance, but he has never been able to move on from the mystery of Saskia's whereabouts. His desperation for closure, for answers to Saskia's disappearance, are obsessive, despite feeling hopeless, until Rex receives postcards promising to show him what happened to Saskia. The Vanishing's ability to tap into a universal fear of disappearing under mysterious circumstances is terrifying. Anybody could be a potential victim like Saskia was. Without the closure Rex so desperately seeks, it is easy for one's imagination to always assume the worst possible outcomes. George Sluizer's film therefore masters an uncomfortable balance. In Rex's shoes, would we personally seek closure, or would we learn to accept that which is out of our control? From the film's very beginning, Saskia is discussing a dream she has with Rex regarding a golden egg. It seems like an abstract exploration of a vaguely, hazily remembered afterthought of a dream, as many dreams are usually forgotten as soon as we wake up, and yet Saskia is adamant on the dream offering some significant meaning. She's just unsure as to what. On initial viewings, her dreamy recollection may seem questionable as to its relevance, but Saskia is actually establishing a sense of foreshadowing. Her dream of a golden egg is a form of prophetic metaphor. The golden egg is not a golden egg at all, but something more sinister. The golden egg is an example of foreshadowing of events to unfold at the film's climax. Recognizing the golden egg as a foreshadowing analogy provides The Vanishing with an incredibly haunting and disturbing impression. Rex's pleas for closure to the mystery of Saskia's disappearance are answered when the man sending Rex postcards eventually introduces himself and offers him the opportunity to find out what happened to Saskia. This man will show him what happened to Saskia, or if Rex wishes, he will leave and they will never see each other again. Angered, Rex is also desperate for answers and follows the man. This man is Raymond Limorne, a professor and a family man who owns property in the countryside, clearly intelligent and at times also rather charismatic. But Raymond is a disturbed individual. For weeks, likely months, he had planned his method to kidnap a woman so meticulously and methodically. For example, frequent experimenting with his chloroform to understand how long it will keep a person unconscious, understanding the limitations to how loud screaming can be permitted from his victims by encouraging his daughters and wife to scream in a playful manner on his premises, and developing an alibi for potential victims to fall into his clutches, such as requiring assistance with lifting a cart to his tow bar. Raymond, while not always successful in his attempts to kidnap women, some find him suspicious, while in one case Raymond is recognized by a woman who also recognizes what he is attempting to do. He arrives at a service station, a public space which is busy but not frequented by regulars. Rather, it is frequented by one-time visitors who are coming or going, travelling through. If Raymond wishes to kidnap someone, this could be the perfect place where he could not be recognized. This is where Raymond meets Saskia. Her French is broken, but they have a light, friendly conversation, which ends with Saskia following Raymond, never to be seen again. Small details established earlier in the film, the taking of a Polaroid by Rex, vague recollections from eyewitnesses of the last sighting of Saskia near a coffee machine, or crushed soda cans on the road. Details which may have initially seemed minuscule and irrelevant now pay off completely, revealing their relevance to Saskia's disappearance from another perspective. Chatting away to Raymond by the coffee machine, carrying drinks for herself and Rex for the rest of their car journey. She drops the cans when kidnapped by Raymond, which she drives over, crushing them. Rex takes a Polaroid, naive to the events of Saskia's disappearance, until Raymond tells him exactly what happened during a drive to Rex's destination for closure. It's a disturbing revelation that such a horrible act of malice and evil can be so effectively committed in broad daylight, with so many potential eyewitnesses, and yet Raymond has done it, as have unfortunately many people guilty of murdering and kidnapping before the film's creation. This demonstrates effectively how plausible such an event is. It just takes one determined, coldly intelligent individual with the intention to commit a horrendous act of evil for the events of the Vanishing to take place within reality. Saskia and Rex could honestly be anybody and everybody. At this turning point within the film, it is difficult not to consider what we could do to alter this series of events so that Raymond was not to succeed, but sadly, as passive viewers, passive like the eyewitnesses at the service station, not fully aware of what was to happen, we can only watch on as the Vanishing hurtles towards its disturbing climax. Rex, as Raymond makes a stop, is offered a spiked drink, heavily drugged, so Rex will not wake up until Raymond has prepared the ultimate answer for him. The revelation of what happened to Saskia is a terrible ultimatum, and Rex completely understands that if he drinks Raymond's spiked concoction, not only will Rex get the answers he so desperately wants for closure, he will also share the exact fate of Saskia, and yet the obsessive need for closure tears away at him to the extent that Rex drinks willingly. He knows he will die, but in a way, he will be brought closer to Saskia in that he will die in the exact same way she did. The Vanishing's climax is dread incarnate. Rex, stuck within a claustrophobic space, the oxygen running low, lights up to give some insight as to where he is. A wooden box, a coffin. Raymond is burying Rex alive, which is most likely the exact way that Saskia disappeared too. When considering Saskia's recollection of her dreams regarding a golden egg, the Vanishing suggests that this golden egg was always Rex holding the flame in his hand, revealing his dreadful fate. It's like Saskia's dream was always a prophecy to be fulfilled. To know that Raymond has the power and intelligence to make people vanish without a trace, burying them alive on his property in a sadistic action, is truthful horror. This is true to real life. People disappear never to be seen again, but to be frequently discussed via unsolved mystery and true crime dramas, documentaries, video essays, books and reports, as many people are desperate to seek for closure to a mystery which will never offer answers. Within The Vanishing, George Sluizer warns us that answers can be dangerous. When acts of true evil are committed, seeking the reasons how and why can lead to destruction in the way that it led Rex. For Rex, closure cost him his life. In conclusion, The Vanishing is a disturbing thriller which explores a believable and immensely plausible mystery of the disappearance of a young woman, and in his attempt to solve the mystery of his missing lover, Rex is willing to exchange his life for closure. The mystery is all too possible. Unsolved mysteries happen all the time, and it is only human nature to require some sense of closure. However, The Vanishing proposes that, even with closure, true evil will always manifest and reign supreme.